I'm wandering for lunch today, and I was like, I want to eat, but I don't want to make the decision of what to eat. So then I was trying to think, if I did that whole, I'm just going to get what the person ahead of me ordered, what place do I think I could do that from and most likely enjoy the food that I get? And I'm going to go to Taco Bell. Like, I have yet to have something from Taco Bell that wasn't good. So we're going to do that today. Looking at the car ahead of me, I've got a dude in a trucker hat driving a Lexus GX 470, whatever that is. It's an SUV Lexus. So I wonder what this dude eats. I can sneak peek the order, and he's doing a lot of modifications to a combo. And I think he got 3 burritos on top of that. I'm like, dude. Oh boy.
Welcome to Taco Bell. Will you be checking in with your mobile app to earn rewards today?
Not today.
Hi, what can I get started for you?
Hopefully it's not complicated, but am I able to order the same thing that the car in front of me did?
Much. Have a good one.
Hello?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
Sorry, my headset did not work. Okay. You want the exact same thing?
Yeah, I don't want to make up my mind today, so I'm just doing that.
Okay. They have 3 bean burritos and a number 5.
Okay, maybe drop the 3 bean burritos because I'm not that hungry.
Okay, you want the number 5?
Sure, and however he did it. I saw he did a bunch of stuff, and that sounds fun.
Okay. Sounds good.
And that's it.
All right. And a lemonade for the drink is good?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. We'll see you at that window. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we'll see. I think this modifications were actually removing things instead of adding things, which I'm like sad. And I think he removed the lettuce and the tomato, and I'm like, no vegetables. I should have known. It's a dude. Can I also say that I'm always surprised at how many people get lemonade or like the juice drinks, because that never goes through my mind. I always get soda. Not to say that I don't like lemonade or juice drinks, but it just doesn't go through my mind ever. I look at the sodas. I mean, maybe if it's like a blended drink or like it's foofy, it's a special, but like just lemonade, wild. All my go-to parking spots were taken. And initially I parked in this head first, but the sun was making me look a little silly. So we flipped her around. Well, maybe I can't sit cross-legged and do this thing. I really love this thing, by the way. Somebody had wrote before in somebody else's comment that they didn't know how to utilize it. And you have to turn your steering wheel upside down. And then you just kind of like put it up. I don't know how to explain it. Like your wheel in here. And then it just kind of hangs on it. I don't know. It's sturdy. It's great. Okay. Let's see what a number 5 combo entails, because I didn't look too closely at the picture. So we have a Mexican pizza, which as you can see, no tomatoes. I'm like, that's so sad. And then, are these regular? Yeah, 2 regular tacos with just meat, sour cream, and cheese. And I don't even think he got any hot sauce, but I got hot sauce because, you know, I have boundaries. So, something I do like to get is I'll get a Mexican pizza and then the cheesy roll-ups, and then I'll break apart these Mexican pieces or Mexican pizza pieces, and I will open up my cheese roll-up and put that in and kind of like wrap it up and like crunch it in there, and I love it. I'm sure I got that idea from like a reel or something. I feel like half the things I watch are food related. Okay, let's see how this is. Sans tomato. So sad. Still good. But it is missing the tomato. He's missing out. I didn't get a straw, but I have this in my, what do you call it? Glove box. Oh, that's nice. They make good lemonade. I don't quite know why I'm videoing today because I feel like I have been in a haze. Like, it's really hard for me to think about the next thing because I just feel so like disconnected from the moment, and days are just going by and I'm like, is everything okay? Am I depressed? Are we just like in this lull? Is it the weather? And it's really confusing because I don't know what it is. I'm not motivated. I sure as heck am not motivated right now, and I haven't been motivated for an entire week. My monthly visit, Shark Week, was delayed for an entire week. So hormonally, I'm off. I don't feel sad, but I don't feel happy. I'm like in this in-between weird stage. And I'm like, why? Part of me is thinking I need to, oh my goodness. A piece of the shell flew to the back of my throat. Part of me is thinking I need to just make myself do good things right now, like go to the gym and eat better, and like nature will take its course and I'll start feeling better and I'll start feeling less foggy and know what's going on and can start prepping for the next thing. But I don't have the motivation. And it's so weird. I just feel like I'm almost emotionless. And then this morning, I was reading, oh my gosh, I was reading something in my email box and it prompted me to a podcast. So I went and listened to the podcast and I had this overwhelming feeling to cry. Like I literally felt as if like something rolled over me. My eyes watered over. And I was like, why am I gonna cry? What's triggering this? Like the podcast I was listening to was about Bible study and people's approaches to it and how, you know, I don't think that they're necessarily saying that there was any good way or bad way of doing a Bible study, but just things that people do when they do Bible study that can really shoot themselves in the foot from really taking in what they're supposed to be reading. And the only thing that I can think of that would have triggered crying for me was that I find myself reading the Bible and like struggling trying to grasp words from God, like wisdom. It's so hard for me to do. And I don't understand how people do it. And maybe that's what made me cry, was just feeling validated in that, maybe. Then I was like listening to them talk about reading the Bible in chronological order. And I was like, I'm doing that. Like I'm starting beginning to end and I'm doing it very slowly. And how people can do that and really not get anything from the word. And I was like, that's me. I feel like I'm not getting anything. Like I'm reading these stories, but like what's supposed to be happening? what am I supposed to be like reading and being like, this is God, like this is some wisdom, and I'm not her. Like, I'm reading these stories and I'm like, where do I pause and reflect? And I was listening to the girl talk about how she can spend like a month reflecting on a single verse. And I was like, well, how do you know what verse to reflect on? And she was also talking about how, like, she reads the Bible and the lessons don't apply to her then and there, but life happens and like a year goes by, and then that lesson that she learned from the Bible a year prior is so applicable to her moment then and there, and that's why she read it. And I was like, you, one, understood what you read, and then two, held on to that understanding into a whole entire different situation, and we're able to apply God's word. And my mind just felt like, am I smart enough to understand the Bible? And I sent the podcast to my friend because I really wanted her to listen to it, because I kind of want to have a dialogue with her. Like, how does she feel? Is she the same? Is she understanding it different and better? And I know that's one of those things, it's like, it's a lifelong thing of interpreting and understanding. And I feel like it makes sense that there's a whole college you can go to. Did I just saw something? No. There's a whole college you can go to like learn about the Bible. And I think I need like a women's Bible study group with women who've been reading it for a long time and can like peel back the layers of reflection that I feel like I'm missing. Because right now I'm in 2 Samuel, and you know what? My husband has the Action Bible, which, if you don't know what that is, it's literally a comic book version of the Bible. And after I finished Samuel 1, I went to the comic book version, which is a great way to just go over highlights of what happened in the first Samuel book, which I needed because I had such a big pause in reading that I was like, wait, I don't remember now what happened. And I need to remember what happened. So, one, I'm like questioning myself. Am I even getting what I need to get out of the Bible? No, I don't think I am. Two, how do I do that? And then in this podcast, she started talking about how rich the books of Samuel are, or the Samuels, and how she's been kind of like slowly reading it since August of last year. And I'm like, I'm literally in the middle of that. And I'm like, what is being said here? Like, I know that it is the beginning of David and that David is great, I think. David's great. He's one of the good ones. I understand why Saul is bad. But like, am I like pulling out what God favors in people? Am I pulling out that there's no king other than him? Am I pulling out like who God gives grace to in different situations? Maybe yes. Maybe the answer is yes to everything and so much more, but it's just so hard to grasp it in the moment. Anywho, that's what's on my mind today. Are you guys doing anything for Valentine's Day? I'm always curious if people celebrate or not, and I completely understand when people do and when people don't. I am a gift giver as one of my love languages. I have many. I almost dabble in them all, but I feel like when it comes to my house and my kids that they love getting gifts. So I'm putting together like themed little gift goodies for them. For my teenager, I'm doing like a Pokemon theme, and for my 9-year-old, I'm doing a One Piece theme because he's really into the comic books. And then for my husband, I want to do like a baseball, basketball type theme. So do I get that this is a Hallmark holiday? 100%. A girl on my team, she cracks me up. We're doing like a Valentine card exchange. A few of us are, so we're making our own little boxes and gonna do cards on that week. But she's like, I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I celebrate women's suffrage. And I'm like, you are just precious. She's like, I'm making a box. Honestly, she's probably one of my favorite people, just in general. I can't say a favorite employee because I love all my employees, but just a person. She's one of my favorites. She's silly. Usually the hot sauce doesn't get to me, but it's making my nose water today. I also want to know, like, if you were one of the cool cats like me and made some New Year's resolutions, how are you doing? Me, I am floundering. I am just stagnant and kind of detached from them. And I'm not mad at myself for it, because the only person that's really caring about my accountability with those things is myself. And in the moment, like in this very moment, it could be my brain fog, and it could be the fact that like I said, I just feel like I'm in a haze. I can't even identify what those things are. So that's how I'm doing. The only thing I know is obviously my health stuff. Like, I had gotten down to 168 pounds. I wanted to like get past that, but I guess I just didn't really want to enough, or I'm in this weird, it's almost like a depression, right? But it almost doesn't have a face. Like, it's just this weird lingering thing that isn't clear. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm not doing great. I'm not a good sense of, or a good source of inspiration at the moment. Maybe that's why I'm not videoing. It's because I'm just like, what do I do with this? Trying to think about what else is up and new or just going on. I feel like the beginning of the year is usually hard for me financially because, one, we're recovering from Christmas, which for us that just means rebuilding up the savings. But soon after, you're thinking about taxes, which last year was the first year we owed, and we made more money last year than we did the year prior. So I know we're going to owe again. So I'm trying to not only build our savings back up, but have enough for savings and for emergencies. And our first emergency hit, and I don't know the cost of it yet, but my husband's Mustang has a belt in it, and the belt started fraying and flapping around on him as he was coming home from work yesterday. Fortunately, the man has, 3 vehicles he can drive and a motorcycle. So he's fine, but he needs to get that fixed. So that's going in on the 22nd to get a new belt. And I have no idea what the cost of that's going to be, but it's a bummer because I feel like it's going to set us back a few weeks in our savings. So what are you gonna do? And then he got a bonus from work, and I was like, yes, go ahead, use it. And he did, but he used more money than anticipated. So he really treated himself, and I mean, what am I going to say? No, obviously not. That's his money and he works hard for it, but it also took a little bit out of savings, a little additional beyond the bonus, for us to pay that back. And it actually added to the debt that we didn't add to all Christmas. So that kind of felt a little stabby to me. I'm like, I felt like $400 was a great bonus, a great thing, but you know, you give the man an inch and he just runs with it. But so that's a little frustrating. It's like I have these, you know, goals in my heart and in my mind with getting out of debt and finally replacing things in my kitchen, and I feel like, oh, you were close to me, Miss Ma'am. I think she'll be all right. I have all these goals and I just feel like they just keep getting pushed, and that can feel frustrating, but at the same time I feel like I'm emotionless and like I can't feel things. It just is what it is. And I think too, what's adding a little bit to my like my unspoken sadness or whatever this is, I feel like I'm identifying why I have such communication issues. Like I don't do well sticking up for myself or validating my place in a conversation. And like when it came to giving my testimony at church, I was like, I got this, I know exactly what I'm gonna say, and I got like 2 sentences in and I just started crying. And then I felt like I was just babbling everywhere, and I was like, I want to redo. Like, I really want to share my testimony about, you know, when Jesus entered my life. And then I was realizing too, like, in past meetings with like other managers and stuff, I tend to be quite quiet because I don't want to come off rambling or like saying something invalid or having nothing worth contributing added from the things that are coming out of my mouth, because as you can see, like words formulate weird. And somebody had brought to my attention that like so and so, you know, talks this way because they were a twin and they never had to explain their thought processes, because as a twin it's like people always pick up the remainder of your thought because you guys are linked in this weird way, and that's who they grew up with, and that's why they communicate that way. And I was like, oh my gosh, like for the first 6 years of my life, my mom was working, my brother was 10 years older than me, my sister was 12 years older than me, and they were so busy being their age, like teenagers, that it's not like anybody was sitting talking to me and having these like intriguing conversations. There was a lot of quiet and a lot of creativity and self-play. And not to say like I was delayed in anything, but like I feel like that environment has done me some good, but I think at the same time it's really impacted my ability to communicate my thoughts and my feelings, on top of like going through, you know, childhood trauma of being sexually abused and holding that secret. It's like hard for me to validate myself because for like 15 to 20 years I had a hard time opening up about that. It was my like big secret, and there were so many layered secrets of just all the things I was doing, and I feel like that really impacted who I am today. And wow, you know, like I feel like I've been having a lot of without having a counselor there or a therapist there, I've been having a lot of eye-opening wow moments. We're gonna drive back to work, and I'm like just understanding myself more and like trying to figure out how to correct the things that I don't like about myself, like that how I can improve myself, how I can improve the way I communicate and have more confidence and all the things. Oh, I totally could have went left. Oh well. Because I lack that. I very much do, unless it's like I'm in a role. If you're like, Raina, you're the supervisor and you're gonna go lead this meeting, I'm like, yeah, that's who I am. I'm gonna go lead a meeting and I do a really good job at it. But if you're like, Raina, you're gonna go into a meeting with other managers and I'm gonna need you to contribute to the conversations and fix things, I can do that to an extent. Like if I'm like so confident in something and I'm passionate about something, sure. But most of the time I'm just sitting there like, why am I here? So yeah. And also it's like with my sadness and everything, like with Ryan, he doesn't like to talk about work when he gets home. He just wants to be home. He wants to be with his family and all of that. And I kind of want to talk about work. I want somebody to just listen to me and be like, you know, let me vent about certain things being way too many steps. Let me, I don't know, trash talk about a process or a person for the day because they irritated me or whatever. And I don't get that because he's already at max capacity. I even tried to last night as I was hugging him, and he joked that he forgot his earplugs at work, and I was like, I really needed you to listen to me and validate my feelings right now because I'm fragile. And did I say anything? Nope, I didn't. I sure didn't. So that's how Raina's doing. I feel like this car talk, or whatever I'm going to name it, is like kind of deep or just kind of raw. But I knew they felt like I needed to talk. And I don't necessarily feel better. I don't feel like, hey, I'm going to go back to work now and feel 100%. Because I don't. I just feel like I'm drifting day to day and waiting for myself to just wake up and feel re-motivated and set. But I just feel very fragile right now. And I want to feel strong. It's not easy being a boss, a mother, a wife, and do all those things well when you feel like this. And it's not necessarily something that you can just fix with, you know, a day of self-care or, you know, a quick conversation with whoever to say, hey, I'm not doing well. It's just so much more than that. I think that now that I say it out loud, like, I'm not doing well. I think at the beginning of this conversation, I'd be like, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine. But, like, I don't think I am. Not like in a worrisome way, like I'm gonna go yeet myself off a cliff or something. Like, it's not like that, but like I'm just acknowledging that I am mentally struggling. And I haven't like pulled that to the surface until today, I guess. Just been getting by. The next thing. So if you're feeling in this haze or blah or going through hard things or I don't know, just not necessarily where you want to be, I feel you and you're not alone. I totally feel you. I feel like I want to just full on start crying right now, but also I'm interviewing people today. I don't want to scare them away. Like, yeah, that lady, she's crying all day. You could tell that job seems like it's scary. And it's not even necessarily the job right now. It's a challenging job. Don't get me wrong. Too much to do. But I think it's just the time of year and life in general just being hard, not only on me but those around me, and it's all a lot. It's all stinking a lot. If you're still here, just know that I appreciate your friendship here. I've met some wonderful people through my YouTube connection, and I don't take that for granted because, as you know, I don't have a lot of people in my personal life that I can be close to enough to like open up about this stuff. Like I feel like the one person I have is my mom. A close second is my sister. And my husband, of course, is like my best friend. But he's just not the best listener and like just person that I can go to and be like, yeah, me too. Or that's so valid. If anything, he tries to give me solutions and I'm like, no. I don't think so. I don't think I want to talk to you because you don't understand. Or he understands so much that he has a hard time talking about it because it's like almost triggering for him or whatever. So, yeah. You guys are it. You guys are my speed dial friend, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you for your ears. Thank you for your words. I think we're all just out here doing our best, honestly. I'm always bummed when people take my spot. Like, it's not my spot, but it's my spot. I always park there, you know. People know. Thank you guys again for listening. And I really hope that no matter where you're at, you have some way to just get things off your chest and pick yourself up and just know you're not alone. And I don't know when I'll make another video, and I don't know even when this one will go up because currently my computer has a video I started editing on it, but I haven't wanted to touch it for like the last 4 days. I don't know. We're just gonna hang in there, guys. Until next time, take care, love always. I'll see you in the next one.